Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today for a very important announcement. So without further ado, it gives me great pleasure and honor to introduce Mayor William Peduto.
Thanks. Thank you, Director. We're honored to be here today with organizations that have helped to not only make sure that Pittsburgh is a city that has taken progressive initiatives in order to prevent, to identify, and to help the victims of domestic violence, but is creating policies for the rest of the country to follow. And today we're announcing another new policy that will be adopted by the City of Pittsburgh, and it is our hope that companies around the City of Pittsburgh, organizations, nonprofits will follow suit. We're standing here today with the FISA Foundation, Standing Firm, NCJW, the Women's Law Project, the Women's Center and Shelter of Greater Pittsburgh, Pittsburgh Action Against Rape, the Gender Equity Commission, and our own personnel department to talk about safe leave, the opportunity for city employees who are victims of domestic violence to have paid time to be able to get a PFA, to be able to deal with child care, to be able to deal with their own care, to be able to have family time and not have to either use vacation time, personal time, or not be paid in order to be able to deal with a situation. We want to create a workplace that is a community place, a place where all employees have that benefit of being able to deal with personal situations in confidentiality, but at the same time be an employer that recognizes the need to be able to provide that critical time. Over the next 90 days, these organizations that I mentioned will be crafting legislation that will become a model, again, not only for cities across this country, but for all organizations across this country as we work together to help those victims of domestic violence. Sue, I'm going to ask you to come up first to be able to talk a little bit more about this initiative.
Thank you so much. It's such an honor to be here, and I'm so grateful to you, Mr. Mayor, for inviting our participation in this amazing opportunity. The Women's Law Project hears on almost a daily basis from women who are struggling to get safe and to get their children safe. And one of the biggest barriers to them achieving that safety is insecurity relating to money and to their job. The initiative that the mayor is leading today, we're extremely honored to be included in, and we're hoping that between that initiative and the recent initiative to increase sexual harassment and harassment training for city employees, that the mayor and city council will be doing their part to put the Women's Law Project out of business. That would be quite a result. For those experiencing intimate partner violence, job security is absolutely imperative for their safety and for their ability to establish an independent and safe life for themselves and their children. On average, domestic violence survivors experience over 7 days of work-related lost productivity, and so accommodating these workers' needs will save lives. So thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you.
Hello, I'm Cheryl Regan of the Women's Center and Shelter of Greater Pittsburgh, and I want to thank the mayor for his vision I have had the honor of working with Mayor Peduto when he was a councilman on several other initiatives that set Pittsburgh apart from all other cities. In 2007, we worked on issues around police involved in domestic violence. In 2010, we looked at the personnel of the city of Pittsburgh and making sure that they had resources in situations of intimate partner violence. Mayor Peduto has always been on the side of safety and making Pittsburgh stand out as a city that cares about its population. This new policy means a lot. As Sue said, maybe up to 7 work days when someone decides to get a protection order, go to court for protection. Maybe there's custody issues, and we're all terrified of losing our jobs and losing our income. Because gaining independence, we need that income for ourselves and our children. I see this as a continuation of the vision of Mayor Peduto. I'm honored to have worked with you on so many areas, and the Women's Center and Shelter is excited to be part of this next step to make Pittsburgh the safest place for families. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Allison Hull, Executive Director of Pittsburgh Action Against Rape, and I too applaud Mayor Peduto and his administration for taking this on. As one can imagine, sexual violence victims are afraid to come forward, feel they won't be believed. Some don't seek medical attention, and always going to court or the potential of getting protection orders is a scary and very private matter. So this policy will allow people to know that the city of Pittsburgh, their employer, and hopefully other employers will understand what victims go through and also have a supportive network where some have none. So I applaud, again, the mayor. I'm excited to be part of this policy, and hopefully Pittsburgh will be a model for the rest, not only of the region, but the country as well. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Anu Jan. I am the Executive Director for the Gender Equity Commission in the Mayor's Office. I'm also honored to be here, and I wanted to just share a little bit about why this is an issue that disproportionately affects women. It does happen in other ways, in other gendered ways, but it largely affects women in our society and families. But this affects us all. I had the pleasure yesterday of meeting with Sue Nitzberg of Standing Firm and the City of Pittsburgh, partners with Standing Firm. We're a member to really bring workplaces into the battle against partner violence. And some information that I'm continuing to be educated about, that a quarter of workplace violence issues are related to partner violence, which means that we all need to work to make our workplaces safer, because the impact is not only within one family or one private space or a domestic space. Billions of dollars for employers are being lost throughout the country. So absolutely, the city is taking a lead, is acting as a model that not only cities, but all organizations can participate in. Our policy analysts, Laura Sullivan and Lindsay Powell, have been really instrumental in locating and identifying ways that the city can take this lead. So I want to thank them. And Lynette Letterman, who is in councilperson Corey O'Connor's office, is someone who started to lay the groundwork with our partnership with Standing Firm. So this has taken a lot of people, many of whom are here, many who are not in the room, but we all need to be part of this effort, and this is really a wonderful step to build structures for safety that's going to affect all of us. So thank you. And if you would like to get the Gender Equity newsletter, please come see me afterwards.
So again, I'm Janet Manuel, Director of Human Resources and Civil Service, and EEO and Diversity and Inclusion Officer for the city. So this is a continued message to all employees of the City of Pittsburgh. Today, we have put actions to our words. We have always stated that we care for our employees. But the announcement of the development of this respective policy supports that even more. It lets our employees know that we understand that you have matters outside of the workplace, and we care about you, even outside of the workplace. And in order for you to continue to be the best employee that you can be for the City of Pittsburgh, this policy is to help those that are in need of it. We hope one day that there will not be a need for such a policy as this. But unfortunately, these are the times that we live in. And as an employer, we recognize that. And we are sensitive to that. And we will not turn a blind eye to the matter. And we encourage all employers within the region, please join the City of Pittsburgh to take a stand, to let your actions speak louder than words. Implement such a policy as this along with us. And let's make sure that all employees, no matter what gender, no matter what identification they have, that they can come to their employer and realize and know that they will care for them, that they will provide assistance for them. So thank you again, Mayor William Peduto, for being such a great leader and helping the City of Pittsburgh lead the force again.